This is Beyond Category, and I'm Eric Felton. We're here in Washington, D.C. at the Blues Alley Jazz Supper Club to hear the swinging jazz guitar player Howard Alden, together with singer Jeanne Gies. Let's go in and check it out.
Blue sky smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds from now on. I never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right, noticing the days hurrying by when you're in love. My, how they fly, all those blue days gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Blue skies smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. All those bluebirds singing, singing, singing their song, nothing but bluebirds from now on. I never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right, noticing the days hurrying by when you're in love. My, how they fly, all those blue days gone, and nothing but blue skies, nothing but blue skies, nothing but blue skies from now on. Good night, Gabriel. The moon is rising high. Another day is come and gone, a lifetime flashing by. I thought you knew it wouldn't last, not come as a surprise. Oh, gentle Gabriel, it's time to close your eyes. Dreams rise and trip and fall, passion turns to sand. Castles standing straight and tall, dashed by old hand. Good night, Gabriel. The sun is sliding low. Easy just to say goodbye. Difficult to go. A greater hand than ours, it seems, does orchestrate the skies. Gentle Gabriel, it's time to close your eyes. after all, drifting down to land. Good night, Gabriel. The sun is sliding low. Easy just to say goodbye. Difficult to go. I thought you knew it wouldn't last, not come as a surprise. Oh, gentle Gabriel, it's time to close your eyes. Time to close your eyes. The night is like a lovely tune. Beware my foolish heart, how wide the ever-constant moon. Take care, my foolish heart. There's a line between love and fascination. It's hard to see on an evening such as this, for they both give that very same sensation when you're lost in the magic of his kiss. His lips are much too close to mine. Take care, my foolish heart. But if our eager lips combine, then let the fire start. For this time, it isn't fascination or a dream that will fade and fall apart. It's just love this time. It's love, my foolish heart. His lips, they're much too close to mine. Take care, my foolish heart. But if our eager lips combine, then let the fire start. For this time, it isn't fascination or a dream that will fade and fall apart. It's just love this time. It's just love. It's love. It's just love. It's just love, my foolish heart.
That's Jeanne Gies and Howard Alden. Thanks so much for joining us today. the observant viewer will notice, Howard, that your guitar has an extra string on it. This is a 7-string guitar.
It does, yes.
And now, what is the extra string higher, lower? How do you make that happen?
It's an extra bass string. It's the same 6 strings as a regular 6-string. Then a low A, an octave below the 5th string.
Now, I guess that would come in handy when you're doing a duo and you don't have a bass player to walk the bass line or a drummer to keep time, that you've got that low end on the guitar to work with.
It gives you just a little more harmonic control and a little more roots on your chords. It was invented, at least in America, by a gentleman named George Van Eps back in the 1930s, who wanted to expand his harmonic palette and play more pianistic things on the guitar. And I love it. I've been playing it for 20 years, and there's always something new to discover on it, some new way of handling a bass line or integrating it with the chords. So.
Well, play a little something the way a guitar player who didn't have that 7th string might play a few bars, and then show us how having that 7th string, what else you can do with it.
Well, here's I just thought of this yesterday. Here's a very simple, an old Django Reinhardt standard called Tears, which starts out with a little vamp. Lower those roots an octave. Which gives me just a nice, and also you have a more pianistic thing you can do is like walking tenths, like a piano player would do with his left hand. And one thing that George used to do, he used to call his guitar his lap piano. He used to do kind of an impersonation of a stride piano player, which went something like this. So that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Well, Jeanne, even though he's able to bring so much just out of one instrument, that still leaves you a lot of room to move around with the melody and not be locked in with a dozen instruments, constraining what room you have to sing.
There's a lot of room to move. And if we trust each other, there's a very interesting conversation, and it's different every time.
Well, Howard, I'd love to hear you do something with all those 7 strings you have, the orchestral kind of quality that you can get out of the guitar. Why don't you play something solo for us? What do you think you might do?
What I'd like to do is, just recently I rediscovered a lovely original by Barney Kessel. His widow actually reminded me of it a couple of years ago. She said, "Do you ever play that tune of Barney's called I Remember Django? I think it's really a beautiful tune." And I went back and discovered I had heard it years ago, but it's a lovely ballad he wrote back in the 70s for a record date he did with Stefan Grappelli. And it's also the title tune of a new CD I have from about a year ago. So I'll play a chorus of I Remember Django, and then I'll do a carefully rehearsed segue into an old standard from the 30s, Nagasaki, which I first heard Barney play on one of the first records I heard of him.
Howard Alden. Howard Alden, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, you may be a much better known jazz guitar player than most people realize, which is there are a lot of people who have heard you play, not realizing that it was you they heard playing. Anyone who's seen the movie Sweet and Lowdown, the Woody Allen movie, with Sean Penn, Sean Penn looks like he's playing the guitar, but it's not actually Sean Penn playing the guitar, it's you.
It was me, yes, I admit it, it was me.
And how did you do that? You not only played the music, but you got Sean Penn to learn how to mimic what you were doing.
It was really an interesting 6 months or so, because what I thought it would start out, I thought it would be 2 or 3 days of just recording the soundtrack music, which was basically swing, Django-influenced music of the 30s. And then immediately the producer of the movie asked me, said, would you be available to teach our star how to play guitar? I said, yeah, well, maybe. Anyhow, to make a long story short, I wound up spending 6 months of going to the West Coast, working with Sean Penn a couple of days a week, traveling with him to Europe while he was filming another movie. He was really dedicated to really learning how to play the guitar, not just moving his fingers. He really wanted to learn and do a convincing job. He'd never touched a guitar in his life, and it was pretty amazing to see the focus he had. He was able to mime to the music that I'd recorded after the fact.
And how did the music get chosen for that? How did you think in terms of this was a movie about a guy who was the second greatest guitar player in the world after Django Reinhardt, and how did you bring in some of the angst that musician felt?
Well, it was interesting because Woody Allen, his way of operating, of producing films, is really to give most people very little information about what they're actually doing. I mean, the musical director of the film, Dick Hyman, didn't even know that it was about a fictitious character. He just said, well, Woody's next movie is all about Django Reinhardt, so can you play like Django Reinhardt style music? I said, well, I've been listening to him since I was 12, so I think I can do a credible job. I didn't know until I was over in Italy with Sean Penn, and he said, you've seen the script, right? I said, no. He said, here, you should take it and read it. And then I read it, I actually knew what the movie was about, that it was about this fictitious character. It wasn't about Django Reinhardt. The music was actually recorded even before that. Dick Hyman basically just had a list of tunes to record that Woody'd give him. He didn't say, this is for the love scene, this is for the chase scene, this is where they're, falling out the window or whatever. Just a list of tunes. We recorded full-length versions of them. A couple of times in the studio, here's one example. One tune he wanted to record was a tune called I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles. And Dick wrote kind of like a swing arrangement of it with clarinet and guitar in unison. Just kind of a swinging 30s style arrangement. We did a take of that, and then Woody kind of came in the studio and whispered to Dick. And Dick came over and said, Woody would like, can you just play a chorus of that by yourself? I said, okay. So. Like I was sitting in someone's living room. And I didn't know until the movie was completely put together that was like the reoccurring love theme that would be used. He didn't say, I want you to play this very romantically. Like, he just said, play a chorus of that tune. So, and that's what kind of his way of operating, Everything was kind of just put together after the fact. He had something in his mind that what he wanted to do, but he didn't want people to be thinking about it, I guess, and making it too affected or too self-conscious.
Now, speaking of recordings that you're doing now, Jeanne and Howard, are you along the way on recording the music that you've been doing as a duo, and when could we expect a record?
Yes, when can we?
We are along the way, as a matter of fact, and the next record is going to have, of course, jazz standards, but also a lot more original music.
All right, fantastic. Well, it's been fun hearing you play such terrific music. I'd love to play something with you. How about we do some kind of standard together, some kind of jazz standard?
Yeah.
Jeanne, why don't you call a tune?
How about Gershwin?
Gershwin is always good.
Maybe They Can't Take That Away From Me.
All right.
But you have to do it in B flat.
You know, that's the official trombone player's key, B flat. We can always play in B flat.
You do it in my key, I'm happy.
Jeanne Gies and Howard Alden.
The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, memory of all that, they can't take that away from me. I smile just beams, and then you sing off me, but still you haunt my dreams. They can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on that bumpy road to love. Still I'll always keep all the memories of the way you hold your knife, the way we danced till 3, oh, the way you changed my life. They can't take that away from me. No, they can't take that away from me. Sip your tea, the memory of all that, oh no, they can't take that away from me. Although your smile just beams, and then you sing off key still, you haunt my dreams, and they can't take that away from me. We may never meet again on that bumpy road to love. Still I always keep all the memories of the way they can't take that away from me now. They can't take that away. Oh, they can't take that away. Oh, they can't take that away from me.
I'd like to thank Howard Alden at the guitar and singer Jeanne Gies. And of course, I'd like to thank Blues Alley Jazz Supper Club for hosting us. Hope you'll join us again real soon for more good music on Beyond Category. I'm Eric Felton.